Labour leaders have asked the federal government to ensure it proposes a national minimum wage bill as planned for the 20th of January this year as government discusses way forward on a day of a nationwide protest by the Labour Union members. And the Rivers APC is still trying to get around the judgment of the Rivers High Court, which nullified all the primaries conducted by the factions of the party. We get the reactions of the parties involved on the program. Many thanks for joining in, everyone. This is Politics Today, live on Channels Television. I'm Sean Kimbalwe in Lagos. Let's check out our countdown clock right here on Channels Television. It is 38 days to the 2019 general elections and opening of the fourth day of ballot. Well, let's begin tonight with what was a large-scale workers' street protest across the country today, pressing down on the demand for a 30,000 national minimum wage. The workers bearing placards and singing solidarity songs moved around the major streets of the Federation today. The workers believe the 18,000 currently operational is not sufficient. And so the federal government met with the Labour leaders, and after the meeting, the federal government set a timeline of January 23rd this year to transmit the new minimum wage bill to the National Assembly with a view to fast-tracking the implementation of a new wage structure for Nigerian workers. Speaking to journalists after a meeting with the leadership of the Nigerian Labour Congress and its allies in Abuja, the Minister of Labour and Employment assured the Labour leaders that the government will present the recommendations of the tripartite committee to State Security Council in the coming weeks. According to him, the whole process that precede the transmission of the bill to the National Assembly will be completed before the 23rd of January 2019.
We will take on the statutory meetings of Federal Executive Council, National Economic Council, and the National Council of States to enable us to transmit the bill on the new national minimum wage.
However, the president of the Nigerian Labour Congress, Mr. Ayuba Waba, stressed the importance of keeping to the timeline to avoid further feuds between the organized labor and the federal government. Well, let's talk about this development, everyone. What does this mean for the nation, especially during an election year? You may have seen some of the workers around your streets when you were going to work or outside of your activities today. What they are asking for is a 30,000 national minimum wage. Let's get talking on this one. Joining me to discuss this matter is one of the Labour leaders, the president of the Trade Union Congress, Comrade Boboy Kegama. He joins us from our Abuja studio. Thank you so much, Comrade, for coming on the program tonight. It does look like good news for you, isn't it? But the big question will be that as it stands right now, politicians, those whom the federal government would take the bill to in the National Assembly, are busy with campaigns right now. Are you afraid that there may be some kind of lull or some kind of slowness in achieving your aim of getting a 30,000 minimum wage?
Well, thank you, viewers, and thank you, Nigerians, and thank you, Nigerian workers, for your perseverance. Well, we have been able to sign an agreement today to the effect that government has committed itself to transmit the bill to the National Assembly on the 23rd of this month. That is to say, if that is not done, well, beyond 23rd, we resort to self-help.
What would that
self-help be? So ours is we take them in
what would that be? Sorry,
and we hope that they deliver.
What would be the self-help be? I mean, should the federal government fail to transmit it, what would the self-help be?
You have seen sensitization, mobilization is going on. and it's not going to stop. It will only stop on the 24th when we are sure that the bill has been transmitted to the National Assembly. Then we move our struggle to the National Assembly to ensure that they to do the needful.
As it stands right now, for anybody who have been following the sequence of these arguments and the debates over the national minimum wage, we know that much of the trouble does not lie on the table of the federal government, because the federal government has said that is willing to pay 30,000. But a lot of these trouble will perhaps be in the state, and innocently, some state government says they cannot afford it. What do you do then?
Well, to us, they would definitely afford it. But like we keep saying, we want to cross all the initial hurdles. When the president has assented to the bill, we will now get our fight to the doorsteps of the respective governors of the federation that are prepared not to pay, because they have the ability to pay, and we're pretty sure they will be able to pay. They have the funds. It's a matter of prioritizing. It's a matter of how they manage their funds. It's a matter of seeing that they curtail on the excesses of their administrations. So if their priority is workers' welfare, definitely they will be able to afford. But if their priority is making the state dry for the benefit of their families and their cronies, definitely there would be that complaint that there is no phone, or they will not be able to afford. But to us, they have all the resources. If they jack their IGRs up, and whatever they collect from the federation account, definitely workers' salary should not be a problem for them. Pension should not be a problem for them. Gratuity should not be a problem for them.
Well, it does look like financially for some of these states, they are on the firing squad. For some of the governors who states have been declared insolvent at some point in the past year. They've received some kind of buffer from the federal government. The Labour has said that any governor who is not willing to pay, the Labour or the workers should not vote for them. Are you